Hello, I'm excited to show you some new things this morning. My air fryer has just finished up. I'm using the new mess catcher to cook some bacon in the air fryer, and also in my microwave. I have my rock crock Dutch oven cooking some chicken. I was cooking from frozen, and I needed to get that chicken thawed out so that I can cook it. And I'm doing one of the recipes from the fall winter 2021 cookbook. I'm doing the one pot chicken and gnocchi. Oh, can you see that? There we go. So I'm doing that this morning. So I want to see how this mess catcher is doing here in the air fryer. You can see right here that let me grab my let me just grab, I don't know that fork was touching raw chicken. Let me grab my mitts. Here we go. So you can see, here's the mess catcher. The bacon's on top on the metal here, and all of the grease is coming into the silicone tray instead of going all the way to the bottom of the air fryer. I need that bacon to cook just a little bit longer. That was 7 minutes that I just had it on air fry. I'm going to put it on for 4 more minutes. I just want it a little crispier. So I'm going to do that. So while the bacon's cooking, I'm going to come over here and get the chicken out of the microwave. Let me see. I think I need to put y'all. Can I put you down for a second, sweetie? Yeah, you sit right there for just a second. Let me grab my chicken out of the microwave. I'll pick you back up in just a second. Back up here. There we go. All right. So the recipe calls for this to be made in the enameled cast iron skillet. I don't have the enameled cast iron skillet, so I'm going to be making it in the rock crock Dutch oven. I'm going to scoot y'all over here. So I can move your fingers, please. There we go. All right. Get y'all set up right here. There we go. Good. All righty. Sorry for reaching. So I'm going to start out by, I always like to have my chicken shredded. We're just not a big fan of chunky chicken unless it's a chicken sandwich or something like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and shred the chicken. I'm going to leave all the juices in the bottom. When I put the chicken in the freezer, I always cut all the fat and all the yucky stuff off that I don't want in my food. So that way, even if I'm cooking from frozen, I don't have to worry about that once I'm cooking. So I just do that as I'm putting it in the freezer. I use my kitchen shears or my professional shears to cut the fat off. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get the heat turned on. This eye and salt and pepper, everything. And then we're using 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning on the chicken also. But the recipe does not call for the chicken to be cut up, so this is an extra step that I'm doing. And actually, the recipe actually calls for chicken thighs, but we are not a fan of chicken thighs. I have cooked it multiple times. It's just not for us. And I know it has a lot of rich flavors. And it may be me, but anyway, so that's why we're doing shredded chicken. Okay, let's see. 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. You heard the air fryer, it just beeped. That's just letting me know that it's halfway through. That if I was cooking multiple layers of bacon, then I would switch the top rack down to the bottom and the bottom rack to the top. Using my adjustable measuring spoon to measure it out. This goes all the way from a tablespoon down to 1 teaspoon. So it's just it comes in a set of 2. It comes with a teaspoon and a tablespoon. All right, so let's see. So this is going to cook on the skillet. It's cooking the rock crock for just a few minutes. I'm looking at my recipe. It says to season it, cook for 5 to 7 minutes until it's cooked through. Then reduce the heat. Oh, it says to move the chicken out, and then we're going to start with everything else. The garlic, the milk, the gnocchi, the cheese, the bacon, and the remaining seasoning mix. I'm going to bring that to a boil. So we just gotta get this chicken cooked. What do you need, sweetie? You need some water? Right here. Oh, little happy man. Okay. Come back over here. That's my air fryer saying that it's all done. I need to shred just a little bit more. Okay. You don't want to have raw chicken. You don't want to serve raw chicken. That's not a good time for anybody. Bring that heat up just a little bit. There we go. Where's waiting? There we go. All right, let's come back over to the air fryer. Take a look at that bacon. Okay. Ooh, nice and crispy. That's perfect. So the bacon's gonna go into the sauce. The recipe calls for you to cook the bacon in the skillet and to have the bacon grease a part of the meal, which I know would add tons of rich flavors to it. But I just didn't want the mess or the time to stand in front of the skillet. So this was just so easy. So this was a total of, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 minutes. You could do like 11 to 12 minutes depending on how you like your bacon, but I wanted it nice and crispy for this. So I'm just going to actually just leave it there in the air fryer until I'm ready for it. Come back over here to the chicken. Yeah, good. There we go. Just using this nylon swatted spoon. It can take the heat, so I don't have to worry about it melting. And the chicken's almost cooked because I cooked it in the microwave for 10 minutes from frozen here in the rock crock. So it was almost cooked all the way through, but I noticed when I was shredding it that some of the chicken in the middle wasn't done. And so I want to make sure it's all done before moving forward. I use the microwave. Yeah, we're not using the microwave right now, though. Okay, about 2 more minutes on the chicken, and then we're going to move into making the sauce. So when I'm pressing the garlic, I'm going to be using my garlic press. So I'm going to mince that right into the bottom of the rock crock. You always want to put your garlic in a hot pan so it releases the juices and it releases the flavors. So you want to use your garlic press when you're cooking with garlic. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of milk in with the garlic. Add a pound of potato gnocchi. And then 2 ounces of Parmesan cheese, which is about 1 cup. Pampered Chef has a ton of graters where you can grate Parmesan cheese yourself, and the graters are super easy to use. I just happen to have some shredded Parmesan cheese already on hand, so I'm going to be using that. Okay, so the chicken is done. Thank you for staying patient with me through that. I'm going to go ahead and scoop the chicken into one of my silicone prep bowls here. You can bake in these silicone prep bowls, so they can definitely take the heat, so I'm not worried about them melting or anything like that. They're dishwasher safe, so cleanup's always a breeze. And this rock crock that I'm using right now is dishwasher safe. It can go in the oven, under the broiler, on the grill, in the microwave, stovetop. So this is a really versatile piece, and there's a lot of rock crock pieces that Pampered Chef offers. So if you're looking for a piece that can do it all and go in the dishwasher, also, I highly recommend the Rock Crock. All right, I've got to have both hands for my garlic. You don't have to peel the garlic, you just put it right in. Oops, sorry. I'm just gonna squeeze that right in. I'm gonna just move it around with my finger, put in the second one. There we go. I'm gonna turn the heat down just a little bit. I don't want my milk to curdle. So I'm cooking it. Okay. Just gonna stir that around, get those juices going. Good. Put my milk in there. A half a cup of frozen peas. And then 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. And then finally, I'm going to put in, what I do with my professional shears, the 1 pound of potato gnocchi. Add that in. Perfect. All right. So I'm just going to let this cook. Let's go back to our recipe, and always read the recipe all the way through before you start cooking. It says to stir frequently until the milk starts to thicken. And it says about 3 minutes. You see my timer over there?
I had the other day.
Yeah, I saw my timer over there the other day too. Huh.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe I made for my timer.
Just a Google.
Well, I just wanted to show everybody the new timer. Bring that up to heat. Is it time for the bacon? Yes, it's time for the bacon. So let's get the bacon out of the air fryer. Uh-oh, I've got a baby standing on the kitchen table. Let me get the baby.
Sammy Hamilton. Hey, Sam, come get these hash browns.
You can't be on the kitchen table. You can't be on the kitchen table. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. I'm going to pull this out. Ooh, uh-oh. Some of the grease is flopping around. Let me... There we go. Pour the grease into something. There we go. There we go. Very easy cleanup. Perfect. All right. Let me get my tongs. I'm just going to grab the bacon off and put it into the pot. It's nice and crispy. Just going to drop it right in. Let's get you all a good angle there. There we go. All those nice flavors. Perfect.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I'm going to stir all that in. Okay, I can already feel the milk is starting to thicken a little bit. You You can see that cheese melting everywhere. Yum. So after the milk starts to thicken, it just says to add in the chicken and just to cook until everything heats up. So I'm going to use the silicone prep bowl, pour the chicken back in, and we've got to put in the rest of our Italian seasoning mix. So I'm just going to do 1 more tablespoon because I already put 2 tablespoons. Well, I think that's all that's really left. Yep, there's like 1 tablespoon left. Okay. All right, I'm going to stir that in. I'm going to do just a little bit more pepper. I'm going to layer those seasonings. And then I'm just going to let this simmer for just a little bit and let it thicken up and let all those seasonings and juices and that bacon flavor, just let it all mix in. So, of course, you can see that mine looks a little different than the picture. Here's what the picture looks like in the book because they used chicken thighs, they kept it whole, and they cooked it in the enameled cast iron skillet. But I did it in the rock crock. I shredded my chicken, but all the same flavors are there, all the same ingredients are there, so it just really depends on texture. The only difference is the chicken thighs will give you a richer flavor because there's just more fat on it. So that will give you a richer flavor. So this is the new one-pot chicken and gnocchi recipe that's available in the fall winter 2001 season's best. If you have any questions about any of the products I used today or about the recipe, please do not hesitate to reach out to me.